Hi. Take two.
Hi.
Take two. As we're just talking. We talked about a lot of important things.
We're live.
I wonder if that's why chat was not working. So chat is now on the screen and it is working.
It's a live show, people. Sometimes it's a failure to launch.
It's live except when it's not
Except
live.
for
when it's not live. TLDR. We are joining the movement of moving Women in Horror Month starting next year to March. Go on the Women in Horror website and read all about it, and you can find lots of other good sources and info online about why we're moving it to March. And so then we also don't have to compete with other representation for Black History Month. But most importantly, remember to keep your horror and all of your media diverse throughout the year. Every day keep it diverse. Don't be boring.
There you go.
Don't be basic.
Good words to live by.
That being said,
Cheers.
real quick, I want to thank Laura and Mindy and Tommy and Ken and Mark. And here's Scott again.
I actually have to do it again.
Wow.
For hanging with us.
Yeah.
Could they hear anything I said?
Oh, no, they
Keep the
could.
chat going.
You're just very oddly quiet.
Wow.
So thanks, guys, for hanging with us here. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
That being said, now we'll go to our cheers.
Cheers.
Hopefully. Yeah, fuck it, I'm out of here.
That pen went flying.
Sorry, my diva moment. Excuse me.
No, it was good. Everyone's allowed one.
We got one of those.
Sandra's got a pen sticking
I know,
out
right?
of her forehead.
I know exactly. I don't want a pen.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Cult Show. Thanks for joining us today.
In our haunted basement.
As we said, it is the Super Bowl or the Superb Owl of YouTube content.
If you know,
Clearly.
you know. If you know, you know. It's Superb Owl weekend.
It is Superb Owl.
I want to watch that episode just this weekend,
Yeah?
just in celebration.
We should do that.
We're discussing Sweetheart tonight, and I'm very excited about it. But before we do, I was telling everyone earlier, you're just joining us for this part of the conversation. I watched something that I was shockingly sucked into. Shockingly, I say. I watched the We Are the World documentary on the Netflix.
Oh, I want to watch that. I tried to get to it.
It's a Groundhog's Day. We've said all of this before, but we're still excited about it. Highly suggest you watch it. So I was just gonna put it on in the background, set it and forget it. Like it's just there. And I was sucked in. I don't think I blinked. I don't think I blinked the entire time I was watching it. I was so sucked in. And really the main thing about it that was so compelling is Lionel Richie. So he is a really good storyteller and a really good talker. And just like jabbing. And he made that documentary for me like amazing. So I known about the song because they played every goddamn Christmas, and I've always liked the song. I've always thought it was good, and I knew like it was for a point and all that. Other than that, I learned about it from I Love the 80s on VH1.
Yep.
I watched all those 70s, 80s, all of them. And I have older friends. These two.
Who?
I had older cousins growing up, and I also had a lot of old taped off of the TV VHSs of movies.
Mhm.
So I picked up a lot of pop culture from the 80s that way.
I recorded it off MTV.
Yeah.
Like I had it on a VHS tape from MTV and would watch it
Damn.
over and over.
And I think occasionally when I was younger, they would play it on like VH1 every once in a while. Like VH1 would sometimes play like older videos and stuff. So they did an amazing job in this documentary talking about how this all came together and Quincy Jones. And there's a few people that was like singing the song that I didn't know who they were. I had to like Google them because I was like, who's this person?
Right.
And then there's a lot of people who are still famous and infamous today. Cannot recommend it enough. So shocked that it sucked me in. Now a little more on brand. There's a murder true crime show here on YouTube called Mile Higher is the name of their channel, and I watched them talk about the JonBenet Ramsey case, which is another one I thought I knew a lot about. Turns out there's a ton of stuff I didn't know about. They go into great detail. They talk about a lot of different theories.
They
It's
still suspect the mom.
the mom, the dad, the brothers, somebody close to the family. It's very hard to say. It's all speculation at this point. But I think they did a really good job. I think they're very sensitive about the subject matter, which is always important. You know, just like when you hear about bad stuff happening to kids, it just like
Right.
it just like makes your throat close up. And
Yeah.
but it's definitely good. So I so recommend that. And Scott and I started watching Percy Jackson.
Oh,
And Scott was a huge fan of the Percy Jackson books. I'm a huge fan of Greek mythology. It is good.
Me and the little lad just finished it this week.
Oh, we're not near the end, but it's I've always known what house I was in.
Okay,
Always
which
known.
is
Hermes.
Hermes.
Hermes is my daddy.
What about you, Scott?
Hephaestus.
Okay.
However,
You know what? I had him pegged for that.
What's your house?
Oh, I'm not. No, I.
What's your
wouldn't.
house? You don't know?
I don't know. I don't think I have one.
You're houseless?
I'm houseless.
However, we both agreed that we would live in Poseidon's house
Oh, well,
because
yeah.
on brand for us.
Right.
So that's we hope to close escrow soon and
Okay.
live
Okay.
there.
Well.
Do you like Percy Jackson? You and the kiddo?
Well, we read the series. I bought him the first 5 books for Christmas last Christmas, not this
Aw.
one that passed, but the one before, and we just finished it like in October. So, and then I just bought another one for him, the Chalice of the Gods. I think.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so we are currently reading that one.
So you love the books, you like the show?
No, it's more like, it's our
Family
it's
time.
our bonding,
So cute.
because Space Face isn't a part of it. It's just him and I.
I'm looking at her judgment.
But the show is much closer to the books
Yeah.
than that movie that came out a while
That movie's
back was.
fucking joke.
there's 2 of them, right? 2 movies
Or 2 movies, but
that came out.
I mean,
I
what
don't
I
know.
think
Yeah.
when we all blocked culturally.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so you're liking it though.
I think it's so cute.
That is excellent.
I think it's so precious that it hurts my face because I like smile and it's like I can't stop smiling. It's so cute.
Nice.
What about you? that-
So I just wanted. I said this once before, but Lisa Frankenstein is now playing. It is a movie that I enjoyed very much. No, it is not horror, but it is horror adjacent. It is basically a love story, but even though I am not currently in love, I do believe in a thing called love. And no, I thought it was just very cute and charming film.
Charming.
Okay.
Charmander.
Based on Neil's recommendation, I finished season 5 of Fargo. I don't know if I already said that, but
No.
it is very excellent, like you said. It is the
Yay.
only Fargo television show that I have seen. And if the rest of the seasons are even close to how good this was, then I think I will enjoy them. I'm currently reading a book by an author, A.G. Riddle, which you guys reviewed a book of his, Lost in Time.
Mm-hmm.
The library did not have that once, but I just blind checked out Atlantis Gene,
Oh.
which I guess is a trilogy. And right now, it kind of reads more like a Jason Bourne type thing with spies and secret societies. But I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. And I think that's it, unless we want to talk about the thing we watched together, or one of the 2 things we watched together.
You know,
but-
I asked the gal from IFC if
Okay.
there was an embargo against talking about it, and she didn't get back to me.
Okay.
So I feel like we should mention
All right.
it
Okay.
because I gave her an opportunity.
Okay. Well,
But
we had the fortune of getting an advanced screener of stop motion,
yeah,
and it was excellent.
really good.
Superb
Yeah.
owl.
It was.
So good. I loved it. It gave me a lot to think about. It was a pleasure and also disgusting to watch.
Yeah.
It's got some really good body horror that I haven't quite seen in a while.
Right.
It definitely, like, that itch was scratched.
Yeah.
Body horror.
Great film.
Yeah.
It's not out yet.
It's weird.
It's weird as fuck in the best way.
Definitely.
You like your horror weird and a bit cerebral, but also just like really visually interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did it.
Me too.
Me too.
So yeah, be on the lookout for a film called Stop Motion. I'm not sure how theatrical it's gonna get. You know, I mean, I
I
have
will
no
absolutely
idea.
go support it in theaters
Yeah,
again
but-
because I loved it.
If it, be on the lookout. Good film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good times. Anything else for you?
No. That's
Okay.
all I had.
Yeah, Fargo, I finished it. I'm done as well. So
Okay.
I thought it was fantastic. I know I've talked about it 3 weeks in a row now, but
He's
Again.
addicted.
go watch the Fargo.
He needs his
Caleb-
Fargo fix.
Caleb even said that he liked it. So there you go.
Yeah.
I did start True Detective because I have finished
Shit.
Fargo.
Okay.
To start True Detective. Fuck.
So
Hey, currently watching that as well.
yeah, I only got one episode down so far, but
Okay.
I'm completely engrossed, entranced, addicted.
Right.
Like I can't wait to watch more. I would have watched more by now if it were not for my pesky son, his meddling kids.
right.
It's meddling kids.
But yeah, no. So far, man, Issa Rae is really doing a good job.
She's so,
So,
good.
it's really cool.
I wish she was really president.
That would be. That'd
So
be
I will
nice.
say there's also a companion podcast that goes along with each episode that you can
Oh, I love that.
listen to wherever you get your podcast from. I'm sure it's there. It's made by HBO. So I have been doing that as well.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Mark Vision's Truth is also watching True Detective.
Yes.
So don't miss out on that. I want to bring up the fact that Weird, the Al Yankovic story, won Emmy for Outstanding Television Movie. How about that?
That's outstanding.
It
I mean-
won Emmy.
Yeah, for Outstanding Television Movie.
It should EGOT.
So, I mean, a film that Scott and I were telling everyone is a great film. Go out there. It won
Yeah.
the Emmy. So there you go.
It's probably because of
Do you want
the
some
two
of
of
this?
your
It is
your
because of
efforts.
that. Thanks.
You
Ooh,
guys
it's like a
did it.
40.
Yeah. No, you put it in your
I
cup,
know.
silly. You don't just hold it.
Just hold it.
Put it in a paper bag.
I want to thank everyone for the wonderful birthday wishes that I received last week through all the different channels of social media. And also, of course, like Michael very sweetly came and dropped off some food for me, fed me. You guys, of course, and everyone out there, thank you again very much. It was very sweet of everyone to help me deal with the fact that I am on the other side of my life.
Stop.
So-
Oh my God. The other side of
And then speaking of other side of lives, Laura's birthday is actually in our chat. It's coming up on the 17th of February. We're going to miss it because we won't be back for 2 weeks. So we want to happy birthday to Laura.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Laura.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Laura, next week. Sorry we won't be here for you.
But we're here now.
But we're, it's right. By the grace of God,
Spite. We are here now.
we are here now. Okay. That is all that I have. So feel
Onwards
free-
and upwards.
Feel free to
Bump it.
Okay, it's on the 19th. Sorry, Mindy. I thought it was the 17th.
I mean, 19th is good too. I'm just
Yeah, that's
kidding.
all right.
It's
I mean-
always
It's
better
fine.
to get to be wrong in the early direction.
Yeah.
than
I
in
mean,
the late direction.
I'm just happy that I remembered anything.
Yes.
Because you were on the,
The
other
other
side.
side.
Yeah,
of
I'm on the
life.
other side of my
Yeah.
life.
Okay,
So-
got it.
Here, let me top
See,
you
I'm
off.
almost there too, so I'm just trying to keep
Thank
up.
you.
Mm-hmm. We're having some lovely caffeine here in the studio this evening.
That's quite lovely.
Isn't that great?
That is a superb owl of a sparkling ice drink.
It's better. So tonight's film was my choice. 2019's Sweetheart. I was going for checking a couple boxes for Black History Month and also for Women in Horror Month. It's now next month. But you know what? It's fine. We're always behind anyway. We're always a step behind here at the Cult Show.
I think we're doubling up this year, is what it sounds like.
We're doubled up this year. Okay, so this is the story of a girl, a woman named Jennifer. Jen.
Here's a story of a girl named Jen.
I've never seen an episode of that show.
She was washed up on a beach all on her own.
It was good. Keep going.
She was Sandy in her little buck rack,
Ah,
but then the water came up. Okay, sorry.
Kind of got off,
started well,
and it kind
Started
of
strong.
did not land
I couldn't even understand the words you were saying towards the end.
Wrong side of the life.
So this is written and directed by J.D. Dillard, who is also a person of color. So this story is a woman named Jennifer who washes ashore small uninhabited island after a boating accident. This situation turns from bad to worse when she realizes there is a mysterious creature hunting at night.
Ooh.
So I had watched this movie when it came out, and I really liked it, and it made a big impression, and I was like, this would be a cool one to talk about sometime. Hence, here we are. So I love the ocean and the beach. I'm a huge, huge fan of the ocean and the beach. I love sea creatures, real or not. More on that later. Put a pin in that for our game. And I also was thinking about it. I love horror movies set in beautiful locations where it's like, this can't be anything horrible. It's so pretty. It's kind of like how we talk about great horror scenes sometimes in the daylight too.
Right.
You know, as it's like, it's that disarming thing. So the character of Jen is played by Kiersey Clemons. I think to great applause. She really is the only person in this movie for most of it. She really carries it. She's a good actor. I find her character just incredible in this. She's smart and she's resilient and she's a fighter. And when she fails or fucks things up, she gets back up and tries again. And I love that. I love that she's a woman. I love that she's a person of color. I love that she is just so brave and resilient and does all the things that I feel like most of us would try to do. And there's kind of this resiliency is kind of, I think, a big theme of the movie in general. And I also love good old-fashioned, let's reveal a creature slowly. I always think that's really fun. I think this is pretty cool creature design. I don't think it's expected. And I like that he lives in his little vortex cave under the sea. It makes me really compelled. But it's not his story. This is her story. So yeah, oh, and I love the music too. Love the music in this movie.
Music was good. Yep.
Yeah. What'd y'all think? Am I crazy? Did you like Sweetheart? What's going on?
Okay, so I'm not gonna say whether it was good or bad. I enjoyed it. Okay, it was fine.
It's a
but
journey.
maybe at the end we can revisit that question.
Mm.
So I will say that Kiersey Clemons, she definitely does all the heavy lifting without the help of talking to a volleyball.
No Wilson.
So, that was pretty cool. I will also say that at 82 minutes, this movie is fucking streamlined.
Yep.
It gets you in, it shows you what it needs to show you, and then it gets you out. And
Yep.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I like that in a film.
Right. Yeah.
Don't waste
Well,
time.
I mean, no, sometimes I do want a backstory. Sometimes I do want to know why. But this was just, for whatever reason, it just, and reading about it later on, it was intended that way.
Absolutely.
You cut out some of the dialogue. And that was probably my problem with Castaway, is that there's a lot of scenes just trying to show how much time
Right.
Tom Hanks has been on this island.
Yeah, there was.
But, sometimes I don't need to see him just standing there looking all haggard.
Sometimes, and especially sometimes the impact is what you cut.
Right.
And it's like if you cut a lot of the dialogue, that makes the dialogue we do have more impactful, I feel like, in this movie anyway.
Yeah. So let's just remember to put a pin on,
Yeah, how you feel?
Maybe there'll be a Zardoz or something.
We
Possibly.
may
geez.
Zardoz you.
Maybe.
All right. Yeah, I would agree. The pacing of the film and the length worked very well because I like that it didn't feed you anything. It just starts going from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go through the whole, here's the backstory, we're on this boat, and here's what happened.
Right.
And
Here's
it's like,
who the players are.
exactly. It didn't go through any of that because you didn't need it. We get the idea. We get it. Shipwrecked. She's by herself.
You don't even know it's a shipwreck, really. I mean,
She washes ashore.
Right.
the opening scene is just someone laying on a beach with a life vest on.
Right.
Yeah. It indicates strongly shipwrecked, but
yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking plane.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, Scott thought plane.
See,
But
like
Could've-
Castaway.
I was going like a lost sort of situation.
okay.
Or
Oh.
Lost.
But
There you go.
either way, the point
Right.
is it doesn't give it to you, and you don't need it in this film. Overall, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was well made, very well made, for what it was.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't go into it knowing knew nothing about it whatsoever.
Same.
So,
Yeah. It's always
and
good to go in blind.
It is usually, yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's I like a lot of Blumhouse movies, but they have a kind of a reputation, and I feel like this is one of this is a departure from the stereotype of Blumhouse because
Yes.
it's a little bit more of a quieter
Look at
film.
my first note.
Ugh, Blumhouse, he says.
So, as an Blumhouse.
I'm not that much of a Blumhouse hater, but I do think this is I do think it's nice that they have over the years diversified their portfolio in many ways, and I think this was a nice.
What's wrong with Blumhouse?
What's wrong with Blumhouse, Neil?
I just feel like some of their films, and by some I mean a fair amount of them, don't play nicely to real horror fans. I feel like they're playing
Real
for
horror fan? Oh, are we gatekeeping Blumhouse now?
We have shots fired in the basement. Shots fired in the basement.
Kapew, kapew. So yeah,
That's that's the tea.
I just feel like I just think there's some, I don't know. I just don't always agree with
You like some, you don't like
the
some.
films that they choices they make. That's all. I think they're that's all.
So I guess we won't be getting sponsored.
I don't think there's any reason.
Sponsor me, Blumhouse. Anyway,
Well, we haven't been picked up yet by ABC or CBS, so I assume Blumhouse is not going to step in
love
there.
Megan. I absolutely fucking love Megan. And after I was watching this, it was like, do you want to watch Megan? And it was like, yeah, I do. I wish I could watch Megan right now. Because that movie just made me laugh so hard. To begin with, Jen washes ashore, and she kind of immediately doesn't spend a lot of time feeling bad for herself.
No.
You've got to, in these situations, one must think about shelter, water, and fire. She also kind of does a lap around the island. She's looking around. She pretty quickly figures out a way to catch rainwater, keep herself from being exposed.
Find some things.
She finds people's stuff and matches, and it's like
And a body.
and a body. Yeah. Oh yeah, Brad. Too bad, Brad.
Brad.
Oh, and he says, "Did you see
Did you
it?"
see it? Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that Game Boy camera that she pulled out of that bag?
Of that kid's bag. Yeah.
Right?
That was nice. Nice touch.
I want one of those.
That was a
I've
Game Boy
always wanted-
camera?
It was a Game Boy, and then the camera was on the top.
Oh, with the camera on top.
So
Yeah.
it was a Game Boy camera game.
Got it.
And the Game Boy. I always wanted one of those.
I say you got matches and a Game Boy, you're all set. You don't need anything else.
Food, water,
Nope.
shelter, who cares?
Who cares?
With a Game Boy, those batteries are probably still working.
It's true.
I appreciate how smart she is, and I know Caleb is a big fan of always being like, "Would I do that in a horror movie?"
And I will say that throwing you into it, and,
Yes.
and I'm gonna, just my first reaction is she's being pretty calm.
Yeah.
For being so stranded, and
Yeah.
and she's like. At first, I thought she took to being stranded like she was too calm about it. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm not saying that was right or wrong. I'm just saying that was my first reaction. Like, you're a little too good at this, even though you're failing. You know all the right things to do instead of being a little freaked out and having a what the fuck moment, and
Yeah.
you just get right to it.
Yeah, she's a business lady. She's a boss babe.
She's a
we
very
could say.
pragmatic young lady.
Yeah.
And
I also feel like, in this day and age, we all watch YouTube. We all have had access
Yes.
to YouTube. We've
Yeah.
all watched these shows that
So
talk
many about
like,
surviving.
Exactly, right? So,
Yeah.
And we're in a true crime world. We all hear this stuff. It's nice to see a film where the protagonist is is just naturally proficient in the way
Yes.
that we feel like we would be if we were in that situation.
Yeah,
As
that's true.
opposed to,
Yeah.
I just don't know anything. Like, how do I even strike a match?
I'm a baby. I don't know anything. I agree, and I think that's, again, I keep going back to the word resilience, but I think that's a very important theme of this
It is,
this
yes.
movie,
Yeah.
for sure. You know, and like she I don't want to jump ahead, but she finds a murdered shark also.
Mhm.
That's a bummer. So she's like, that doesn't quite look like normal. Then, oh my god, one of the moments when I really felt for her is when she's trying to butcher that fish with a
Mhm.
kind of sharp rock,
Yeah.
and she's just making like fish mush.
Yeah.
That
It
sucks.
was a little like fish porridge fish.
So that was interesting because it rained her first night,
Yes.
right? And then she wakes up and there was like fish all kind of washed up there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that's a self-fishing island. It's a very good island to be stranded on if you're going to be on one. But
Yeah. It was more of a his situation.
yeah, situation. But
Yeah.
so there were several fish waiting for her, which is a good thing.
Right.
That helps.
But she had food, but she had no utensils or
Right.
you know.
And then we see eventually she starts just kind of roasting the whole fish, which is, I mean, it's natural, right? You'd be like, trial and error. Do I chop up my little fish? Do
See, I
grill
wouldn't-
my little fish?
I'd be worried, like, because there's the scales, like, but you roast
Yeah.
it, you still have to get the scales off before you eat it, right?
They
or
come
no?
off
But
easy,
maybe
right?
the little
Hold on, let's
rock
talk
she
to the
had,
fisher,
she was able
the
to scrape
fisherman.
it. It just wasn't able to
Yeah.
fillet it like she was trying to do.
Scales are an unappetizing part of the fish, but a completely edible one.
Oh.
Because
So if you-
remember, in Castaway, Tom Hanks was just stabbing them and just eating them raw.
If you turn to
He wasn't scaled enough.
your hymnal, well, that's yeah. He's not as smart as our girl though.
I gotta
Yes.
tell Caleb real quick. I
Please.
don't remember that movie very well. So I remember Russia. I remember crashing,
Right.
and I remember I remember a
he goes to
volleyball.
Russia.
It starts off in Moscow.
On a FedEx plane.
Yeah.
That's where he works for
FedEx.
FedEx, and he's
Oh,
flying
that's
to
right.
Russia,
Yeah.
and yeah, there's a
He's in
storm.
Russia.
In
It
Russia.
starts off he's in Russia and he leaves there.
From Russia
Isn't
with
he
love.
another, like, doesn't he like play a Russian in another airplane movie?
Yeah, the one where he's stuck at the airport. I don't think he's
Yes.
Russian, but he.
Terminal.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
He's
okay.
from a
Are you mixing up those
country.
two movies?
I thought you were mixing up those two. Movies.
Okay.
Now
Welcome to the Tom Hanks Hour.
Oh my God!
No.
Where we talk about everything he did wrong in the movie
And he
Castaway.
played Sully. Does he have a thing for airplanes?
He's kind of an airplane guy.
Oh, so I think like he wasn't in Monsters Inc. What are you talking about?
The more
Different
important
Sully,
Sully.
yeah.
Yes. So she finds some graves. That's a
Yeah.
bummer. That's the people that were there last in the not too distant past. They clearly died. And shoot, you gotta move Brad.
Brad.
Brad is starting to stink.
The Brad
Yeah.
dies.
And the crabs are starting to come for Brad.
Yeah, so she buries him.
She buries him. Well, yeah, so and then she discovers the floating vortex hole thing in the ocean.
Because she sees some luggage out there.
Yeah, she wants to get that luggage. It's floating.
Right.
So she does get that, which is good. So she can have some different clothes and for different weather
But
patterns.
again, this is why she's so good because
Yeah.
she finds one of her, I'm gonna call it a shipmate because I assumed it was a boat that they
Right.
were from. But and he's alive at the moment. And she's like, oh, I'm going to try and take care of this guy. I got to find some things, you know. And she
Yeah.
runs out, gets a coconut to give him some water because he thinks he needs to hydrate.
Right.
Gets back. Unfortunately, he passes while she's gone.
Right.
But she immediately then, of course, you know,
It's nice that it
moves
takes
on.
Yeah.
it takes a
But-
minute for her to struggle with the coconut too. She's not just
I
like,
was gonna say,
that
have you ever
didn't
tried
good.
to open
Oh, no.
a coconut
Yeah.
before?
That's yeah.
Those things are
oh, and
with
I
just a rock.
yeah, I liked that Brad, our kind of first kill. I like that he says, "Did you see it?" referring to the creature, but he's like actually been killed by a piece of coral, which it feels realistic, and it also feels like it's not giving too much away with the first kill.
Right.
Like it's like, okay, like that's unfortunately what happened to Brad. I like also that she tries to make a raft out of the suitcases because again, it's like things that you're like sitting there on the couch. Why isn't she trying to make a raft out of the suitcases? And it's like
And she does and fails
Yeah.
epically.
There's, as a true
Yeah.
crime person, there's a meme where it's like somebody's sitting on the couch eating Cheez-Its, and it's like they forgot to wipe their fingerprints, and they're like, idiot. And it's kind of that same energy. So that's right. There's a plane that goes over, and it takes her a minute to get the flare gun in place and load it. And I love that's our first creature reveal.
That was
cool.
That was really
Actually,
cool.
That was a great way to do it because
Yeah.
you just see it
He's
coming out of the
fucking
water
huge. Yeah,
with the flare right behind it. So all you see is the silhouette.
yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
It made
gorgeous.
it look very kaiju-esque. Like, again, I went into
Yeah.
this completely blind. I was thinking it might be a kaiju at that point.
Kaiju.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, that was a really, really cool piece. I mean, I got the creature and flare glow. It was pretty awesome. They did a good job with that. Really good job.
That was really, really cool. And I like the sounds the creature makes. He makes a lot of chitters. He's a
They're
chittery
almost, like,
guy.
laughing though.
It
You're
does sound
almost
like
like
he's laughing.
"Oh, that thing's laughing at you.
Yeah, and it's kind of almost like condescending,
Uh-huh.
which is going to come up again
Uh-huh.
later. I felt it was deliberate.
Yeah. Oh, I
His
think
little
so.
chittering
Yeah.
and his little snarls and snorts. He's a big boy. He's a
But
big
you don't know
boy.
this yet. So
We
at
can
this
see
point,
that the silhouette is
I've
pretty
made,
big.
yeah, but perspective, I don't know.
I don't know. I
that you really
thought he
know.
looked fucking huge.
Because
Huge
at this
Jackman.
point, I've already made some assumptions about what it is.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, well, if it's going to be this, then this is going to be stupid.
So, can you say what that is yet or no?
I think so, yeah. So I'm thinking that, I mean, a Game Boy is like, what, 20 years old? at this point? 30 years old? 30 years old? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah. At least.
I'm thinking that it's the kid of the family that was on the island, all grown up,
Oh.
who's out there feral as
Oh.
fuck, you know.
But I mean, he doesn't even. He's not.
and,
he
and
doesn't
the
look like a
title
person.
and the title of the movie is Sweetheart, but you can't really, you know.
You haven't seen him
mean,
yet
You,
at that
you
point.
still haven't seen it yet.
Yes, I wouldn't think that's no grown-up like human person. But okay,
All
so
right.
that was your first.
Fine.
That
But
was your
Caleb's
first.
saying he hasn't
Yes.
seen the creature yet.
You
though.
Hypothesis.
haven't seen it yet, though,
Yeah.
so I don't think it's a. You know, it's. I don't think I'm going too out on a limb here trying to guess.
The Game Boy turns 35 this year.
Okay, so you know,
Okay.
it's this grown ass person
Right.
who's been alone for 35 years,
Kind of a
who's
Jason
had
Voorhees.
no contact whatsoever, who's just hungry and just sees something and eats it.
Yeah,
Kind of
Yeah.
made sense to me.
Kind of like Tom Hanks
Yeah.
that's why I said Jason.
in real life.
In
And the
real
title
life,
of the
yeah.
movie is Sweetheart, so
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
that's what his mom, called them. And yeah, see,
That's what his mother called
Like
it.
you would
I
find-
think it makes sense.
Like you're like she would go back to the Game Boy and turn
Right.
it over, and on the label in the back would
Right.
say "Sweetheart," like
right.
you know,
or to Sweetheart from
exactly
Love
from
Mom.
Yes.
Love Tom Hanks.
See,
Love Tom Hanks.
It writes
Use
itself.
this when you get stranded.
I would have been mad if that was that. I'm
Right.
glad it
Yes.
wasn't.
No.
To Sweetheart, play Zelda on me or something. You know.
Play Zelda
Here's
on
some
me.
Zelda.
So one of the things is like they'd shown that log earlier, and I was like, oh, that's like good shelter. You know, if like comes to it, you just crawl into that little log. She had the same idea. Unfortunately, the creature is like smelling her.
The log ride.
Yeah, and oh, the debris and the rolling, and it's starting to cave in, and you must stay silent. I love that. I thought that was a really good scene.
Okay, now may I ask you a question?
Sure, I'm not an expert on logs.
No, not logs per se, but here is what I was wondering throughout portions of this film.
Yeah.
How does the creature identify its food? Like, do we think, is it through smell? Is it through vision? Is it through sonar? I mean, like, what does
Yes.
it do?
All of it, yeah.
Because it found Brad, who was buried, and took the body.
I think you could smell Brad.
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause
Brad
that's-
wasn't buried deep either.
He wasn't,
No,
but
in
that
its
was-
sand.
But that was her
Yeah.
first,
Right.
like, holy crap, there's something on this island that's eating.
Yeah.
She actually says, I buried him deep. You
She
buried
does-
him like
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
inches
Yeah.
under
Yeah.
sand.
It's
And
true.
put a
We
couple
try.
palm fronds on top of him first.
Hey, son of a son. I know. It's like, I'm sure it felt like a lot of digging.
Probably did a lot of work.
Hey,
but it
digging
wasn't
holes
very
is not
deep.
easy.
Yeah, especially in the
No,
sand.
Yeah.
Dry sand, too.
Yeah.
But okay, so I asked that because
Yes.
I'm wondering why it basically left her alone. Like when she was in that log, it should have been able to smell her, and it was rolling it around. Was it just toying with her, and it decided to let her go, or did it not know she was in the log?
It's a good question.
Because there's several different,
Yeah.
and then there's that other night where she's like in the little bunker where she has the palm,
And he's pulling on the thing.
you know, and then
Yeah.
and it leaves again. So I'm kind of wondering, what's the thought there? You think?
So in the past,
Yes.
animals like to hide in the log, and whenever he bumps it,
An animal shoots out. A
instinct
bird.
shoots out, like the bird shot out that first time.
Yes. I think,
I've just made this up just right now.
but you know what? That's not
But
unreasonable.
she stood her ground. She
Yeah.
stayed in the log, and
And-
nothing came out. And so he's like,
He's like,
"Oh,
fuck it.
nothing's
It's like,
in
I
here
thought it
this
smelled
time."
like a person.
Right.
I also don't think he has like maybe the greatest sight. I think like how he's faster in water. Probably he's probably better in water. Be my guess.
Okay.
I think he's got great sight.
He had little glasses on. He had little cheaters on.
He hunts at night. I think he is a night hunter. I think he's.
That's true.
Wow. I mean, I think he prefers
Unless
the water.
he's got sonar, but like a.
Could have sonar.
Like a bat, but.
Little
I
water
think
bat.
all Sweetheart, not Sweetheart, all the creature wanted was to give Sweetheart a hug.
He just
Right,
wanted to be
because
friends.
he's just a lonely little boy who's been abandoned for 35 years.
And she was feeding it.
She
like,
was.
left him
She was
a,
out there giving like
gave him a
offerings.
shark, and then
Gave him a
and then
guy.
gave him who I thought was Brad Bait,
The
but
monster
it turns
was
out
one
it
of the
wasn't.
things.
It was
Brad.
like Justin or
It was
something.
some other
It was Zach.
Zach.
other guy who
Oh, so when I think like I thought it was kind of reasonable that he would see something in the tree and pull on it because he did get a corpse out of hanging once. Remember how
Okay.
she hangs it up as kind of like a bait?
right.
Yeah. So I think he was kind of like sometimes if you pull on shit in trees,
Right.
like
It feeds you.
it feeds you.
It feeds- like this freaking
Right.
what's the animal, the rat when you train it after a time? Like,
Pavlov.
Pavlov, thank
Yeah,
you. You know,
Pavlovian.
Yeah, Pavlovian response. Now he just goes up the trees and starts yanking on it or whatever. So
It's a dog.
whatever it was,
Dogs,
Famously
rats.
Pavlov's rat.
you might have had a rat.
You know,
Rats, dogs, they're all
Really
the
combining
same.
Pavlovian dogs with flowers for
Flowers for
Algernon.
Algernon. That's actually what I was thinking. Originally, we were gonna go was like Algernon, but I know it's not that because that's a really great
Maybe
I
throw
wanna-
short
some-
story.
I want to live in Neil's head.
I know.
I'm telling you, I'm on the back side.
Well, the back slope, people. We're back sloping. Ah,
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so the monster, the creature,
yes.
You mean the boy?
the boy, the feral boy,
Brahms the boy.
the feral boy. It's interesting that it lives in the water and it doesn't have webbed toes or feet
It
or
actually
fins.
does have kind of webbed feet.
Did it?
Hmm
Because it had like goat legs. It looked like.
It's kind of webbed though. I saw web.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause I was thinking the thing is really
That's when
fast.
I went like, okay, it's not a boy.
Not a boy.
I mean, they show the close up of the legs, and they look
Yeah,
pretty
it looked
goat-like to
pretty-
me.
Yeah.
pretty
Not
stumpy.
something you would see that
They're
would
stumpy,
use in
but I
water.
believe there's webbing going on the hands and feet. I
Okay.
could be wrong, but I think I saw webs.
All right, but it
Locked
has
in the
to
spider webs.
because it has to go into the the
It's in-
ominous black hole in the.
I know.
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
if I was ever swimming in the first of all, being in the ocean freaks me out to begin with when I can't see what's below me, right?
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
Especially in deep water.
It's so
But if
wet.
I were to look down in the ocean and see that, I would nope the fuck out of there so
exactly.
fast.
And she does.
I would be like, no.
She's like, that's not
Yeah,
natural.
that's not good. I know
Um,
there's something in there that wants to eat me.
I just
Bye.
know it. I just know it. So, well, I believe
Just
he's semi.
Don't
Oh.
go onto Google Images and search anything with monster feet. That was a mistake.
Yeah, well, I mean, how is that not blocked?
You can't unsee that. So he's semi-aquatic. He's amphibious a bit in nature.
Yeah,
Yeah, is what we're deducing.
sure.
But he is faster in the water.
Those goats can swim pretty big.
I've never seen a goat swim, and I don't want to. But there is the Capricorn, which is a goat water creature. Oh, so she figures out how to do a little spear fishing, and I love her reaction. She's like, "Yes, fuck yes!" when she like gets the fish.
Super. I love this part. Super smart. How she gets the little teeny fish in the tide pole.
Yeah,
Whatever the hell the word is.
Right.
Baiting.
Crunches it all up and
Yeah.
chums the water
Nice job.
basically.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. That was pretty smart.
And you can tell that that was something that, you know, most likely through a few trials and errors, she was like, let's try to do this now.
Right.
Oh my God. That's when she puts up half a friend. And I said, half a friend is good bait. The plane comes back. And I was like, oh my God, if I was her, I'd be like, creature, you are fucking dead if you make me miss this plane. Because she can't do the flare because he's too close.
Right.
She can't go out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he'd be so dead. I would just kill him right then. I'd be like, you made me miss my fucking plane.
I missed my connection, you son of a bitch.
Shoot him in the face with a flare or something. But anyway.
Exactly, here's the flare.
Right.
Pachong.
Well, the boyfriend did that. It didn't go so well.
Yeah, it didn't go so well for...
She doesn't know that though.
That's
yeah,
true.
she hasn't gotten there yet.
Okay, it might be too early to ask a question. The guy who washed up, the half a guy who washed up,
Yeah.
was that,
Zach.
That's
was he on the raft with them?
Yes.
Yeah, they killed
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't sure. Okay, I did. That was a said that he was there.
Yeah,
That was-
Well, that was
they
the
talk about...
blood. They talk.
No, I
about
saw
in
that
Zach,
part, but
and
you
then
don't
they never say it, and they never. I mean, they never show it. They never
They
say
imply,
exactly, but
yeah.
they did imply that
Yeah, they killed Zach.
Zach was with them.
Yeah.
But see, my
Okay.
problem was when he washes up on shore, just the torso and head and arms, no legs.
Right.
I thought it was Brad
Oh.
that
Oh,
you
wash
know,
back
the
up.
monster. Yeah. So I
Okay.
was referring to him as Brad bait.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Brad,
Because he's all
yeah.
waterlogged, and it's not like and it's not like you see Brad close up.
Well, Brad
so
had
you
like
don't-
longer hair, so I didn't mistake the
again,
two.
it's
But
like,
yeah, I think they did that on purpose, like gave you two different haircuts. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So my next idea when I watched this the first time was you gotta sleep up high. Go high.
Mhm.
Well,
Go high
that
or
doesn't
go home.
that doesn't work.
But that's where the food comes from.
Right, because she did that one time, and it's like, well, fuck. Now he's gonna like pull
Right.
on things.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna go shake some trees and
I'm gonna shake some
see
trees.
what falls out.
That backfires. And I thought this was cool, like like the idea of him chasing her and he jumps in the water and jumps out of the water. I really liked that. I thought that was cool
Yes, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
because it's like you could be screaming at her, maybe try going in the water, maybe try going on the land. It's like he's really fucking fast. He's just faster in the
Yeah.
water. He's done this
I mean, it's
before.
almost like, why didn't he just stay in the water and fish in the water and eat? Maybe he's got a taste for human flesh now, but
I imagine so. And also like
and there's more of it too.
the sharks were kind of
He has to
small.
catch 20 fishes.
Exactly.
Right?
But a
Or-
whole
or
Brad.
one Brad.
Yeah, that, and also we don't know if he's like, is he bringing this home? Is he feeding a nest?
That's true.
Like, maybe
This
it's
little
like
shark
this is
brood.
this is like
little
good-
shark boy brood.
this is good eating if we can get a human.
That's kind of actually what I thought was going to
Okay.
happen at the end.
Oh, okay.
Was there be more popping up?
Got it.
Speaking of popping up, Mia and the boyfriend arrive.
I segued that for you.
Yes,
Lucas.
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 He's clearly an asshole.
Lucas.
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 All right.
Cast.
So they show up, and this is when he starts his condescending, sweetheart, and he says it a couple times throughout the movie. But the way he says it is not nice. It's not a
No,
nice way
it's
to
not
call
a term of endearment.
And like they don't believe her. And like this one part I wrote down, sweetheart, I'm sure there's a lot of animals here. It's like she's not saying it's a fucking capuchin monkey
Right.
or a large trout.
No, so in the beginning, I felt for them though, because they've been stranded out there for who knows how long. And they wash up on shore, and she's like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
True.
And
Yeah.
but as it goes on, you start to see this pattern of them
They
not
don't believe
believing
her.
them
Yeah.
being condescending,
Yeah.
them talking. I think Mia says something like, you manufacture these stories about being mugged, or
Yeah.
or Lucas saying like, this whole black cloud, like almost inferring that her mood sunk the ship they were on. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, and because they're, kind of entitled assholes is part of what
Right. He
we're
even
getting.
says, "What are you going to do? Go back to school that I pay for?"
I pay for your life, he tells her. Oh, you just want to slap Lucas. So, yeah, there's like a part too where Mia's like, you don't know what it's like out there on the raft. And it's like, what? You don't know what it's like here.
Yeah.
But they don't believe it. They think, and this is when he says something like, you start to sound like Zach did or something like that. And it's like,
That was the infer.
yeah. Which is like, what happened to Zach?
But right
and
at
there's
that
blood on
moment-
his knife. There's blood on his knife.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
He has a pocket knife. But right when you think like, okay, what happened to Zach? That's when Shark Boy, but not Lava Girl,
Nope,
comes for and gets Mia.
Yes. And real quickly, he drops another like sweetheart in her somewhere there, and he says, "You're alone and you're scared, sweetheart. I get it." And it's like, Lucas, you don't get anything. You get your button-down shirts. That's all you understand, Lucas. Yeah. Well, vindicated. Sorry, Mia.
Yeah.
She's like all like, Mama, walk in the water and like reflect on my life, and I mean. Just believe her. Like, just believe her. Are you an expert on islands?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would have done in that point, because I wouldn't want to go back out there again.
Right.
I mean, you're kind of stuck, but I would definitely believe her that what she's saying is true. Because why would she make that
But
up?
I don't think they believed her in the past about anything.
No, they don't believe about anything.
Why are they going to start now?
Yeah. And I put in here, this woman is a survivor and a fighter, and if you condescend to her one more time, I'm gonna stab you. Yeah, and he says all this bullshit, manipulative, abusive things. I pay for your life. What are you gonna do? Go back to school? I invite you on this boat trip. Very much indicating that with his friends, so that's kind of like they're more wealthy, probably. They're, again, kind of this entitled thing. And I feel like she's scared, but she's trying to be a little bit reasonable. And then they tie her to a fucking tree, knock her unconscious and tie her to a tree.
Yeah.
Rude.
She was trying to take the raft.
She was.
She wanted off the island no matter what.
And there,
So-
I mean,
with or without them.
she was
Right.
with or without you. But she was definitely gonna get help. Like, I don't think she was ever gonna leave him.
No, I
Just
don't.
to
I
die.
don't doubt she would have not
Yeah.
have told people there's folks stranded over there. But
Right.
I, like Caleb was saying, it's a hard predicament in a way because
Mm-hmm.
they just came off the ocean and they want to get off and get on the land. Where I would agree, there's better chance to survive on land than there is just floating in the ocean with no water
Yeah.
or food or anything. Because Brad, or what's his name? Zach is dead.
Yeah.
But
Lucas, the
Zach
boyfriend.
is half
Yeah.
eaten and floated away apparently. But
Yeah.
and of course she's like, no, get me the hell out of here. And they see it as if we need to get out, she's taking the only way out. I mean, it's
Right.
Yeah.
And they've
It's a
been
whole
out
thing.
there. Where's she gonna go that they
West.
hadn't been
West.
yet?
She's gonna go
You know what I
west.
mean? Like,
Go west.
Go west, young man.
I also feel like it's like she's proven to us that she's like really strong. Like she's getting food ready. She's preparing
Yes.
all these things.
She has earned our trust.
She has earned our
Right.
trust. So that's definitely a big part of it. And yeah, and then there's just kind of the bigger picture of them condescending to her, clearly not believing her, perhaps even looking down on her, which is a problem. So they're gonna go in the raft. Oh my god. And then as Lucas, the little bitch, I thought you said it doesn't come out at the daytime. Oh my god. Slap him with a fish. Slap him with a fish.
Yeah. Or an oar, but I mean, I don't know. I
Right.
guess at that point, does
At
he?
this point, they're like, okay, we need to
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here. Let's go.
She
But when
kicks
she
the
climbs in
creature.
the raft, that's
Yeah.
when she sees the blood. That
Right.
Yeah. And she's
Probably belonged to Zach.
Oh yeah.
and
Did
it's
belong
like
to
it's
Zach.
very much that like, do you want to be in a raft with a guy that killed his friend?
Not just killed, but killed and ate, I'm assuming.
Yeah, give Lucas to the creature. But she's a better person than we.
I mean, Zach had, if I remember right, there was a lot of damage to his face.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, it did look
So,
like that.
I mean, it is possible they just brought him on the raft as provision. You know?
You think they ate Zach?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
definitely.
absolutely.
Do you think they ate him? I thought that they
that's
just.
okay, so
Yeah.
the two
Yeah.
of them are giving each other
Cannibalism.
these looks this whole time.
Oh, they've clearly bonded.
And they're like,
yeah.
well, I don't bonded over doing something that they know
Yes.
they
Eating
shouldn't have done.
Zach.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
Shut the fuck up. I thought that they just, it kind of was like close quarters, and they
no.
decided
they
to
wanted
kill
him
him.
off?
Yeah,
Ah.
but you guys think
No, I
they
think
ate Zach?
Yeah.
And my thing was like, well, why would you throw away half of a
Right.
perfectly good meal?
He probably started to stink.
Yeah, he probably started to stink, and they were like, "Fuck, we gotta get rid of this."
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah,
that's
no, I
cold-blooded.
I think there was some
Cannibalism.
little Zach sushi going on.
But they
there.
still justified it by being like, "But he was talking crazy."
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cold-blooded. So I love that whenever she battles the creature, she gets some good licks in.
Yeah.
She gets some kicks, she gets some stabs. It's not surprising that he would have like literally really thick skin. Not just like it just deflects off of him, but like thick because he's under the
Right.
water and stuff. So
But I like that
We'll
how
take a
for
beating.
that fight though, she's got weapons stashed all over the place. So that
Kevin
no
McAllister.
matter where she goes, she's always got these like shanks and shifts, and she's
Yeah.
just
So
like,
real quick before you get to that,
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
we forget to mention that Lucas
Yes.
gets taken
he gets
to
taken
the
down to the
The
ominous
vortex.
ominous black hole in the earth
Right.
and underwater that God knows what's in there. But
I think he fed the tadpoles.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
He
he
fed the
gets-
children that night.
Right.
thank God he gets because she gets started going down there and
Right,
then
but she had the pocket knife,
Right.
and
Yeah.
she's all.
gets a couple good things in. Then he's like, "Fine, screw you. We'll fucking go get Brad instead
Right,
then."
I know.
or Lucas,
He-
excuse me. I'll get
Yeah.
Lucas.
Yeah. They're all
He's
Brad,
bigger
right?
anyway. He'll feed
Brad,
more
Chad.
Tadpoles.
Just that name Brad doesn't just kind of you just
Paul-
kind of feel like
Fucking Brad.
Brad.
Zach, Lucas, again, Mia. I'm Mia, and I don't believe you, and I'm from Australia. So
what a dick.
so she's kind of getting ready for her big battle, and she starts to journal, and she's journaling her proof.
Yeah.
She's journaling her proof. So I love the fire trap. Smart.
Yeah, very smart.
Fire trap the motherfucker. More stabbing. He is strong and thick of skin, but she's determined. She's like, I'm not fucking doing this with you anymore.
Yep.
So
She's very smart how she just scattered it around.
One or the other. but-
yeah,
She
one
just
of us is going down
Can
to the
keep
vortex.
moving, hiding behind fire, because you assume it's a water creature, probably doesn't like fire, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a safe assumption.
Makes sense.
he doesn't even know what fire is. He's like, fire? What even is that? Ew, I don't know. I like water.
Now, if it were a feral boy, he'd be like, I remember that.
I remember,
remember
fire.
fire.
I remember s'mores.
My mom used to cook me hamburgers.
Right. Fire, fire
Yeah.
where there's square things with the white marshmallow things and the chocolate
Yes.
and the.
Chocolate.
That's where those came from.
So she gets a few good jabs in. She gets him, and then at the end, she's cutting off his head to take his proof.
Right. And
She's-
that to me was like, okay, you're smart.
Yeah.
There's no like he's not coming back for that
No.
final jump scare. He's not.
She gives him a
you
good
know.
yeah.
Yep.
So, as we're wrapping up kind of the end here, I was doing some research as well
Same. Yeah.
as to like you probably stumbled across this interview as I did, and she's talking about JD. This is the actress
JD,
talking
yeah.
about JD, the writer and director. JD said something really dark to me about this. He said, at the end, I like that Jen is left there because it's a metaphor for life. You can slay your demons, you can rid yourself of the toxic, bad people and feelings, but there will always be the next challenge. You're still stuck on the island. And I was like, damn. Like, you put that together and it's like, that's good, but it's if anybody can get off the island, it's her, because she's super
Right.
resilient. She's a fighter. She's a survivor. She's gonna make it. She's gonna work harder. So like those are big themes that stuck out
There
to
are.
me.
So another thing
Yeah.
that she wrote in that little note at the end, she says, "For a lot of my life, I've struggled with being believed. The truth doesn't always come with a receipt. Sometimes all we have is our word."
Yes.
And that's something that was missed. So I also saw another article. It was Fangoria actually, where J.D. Dillard was saying he thought the scariest thing he could come up with was standing on a beach and seeing something stand up and look at him. And that's how it all started.
Yeah.
That was just that one little thought. He wanted to use techniques like just camera work and sound design and acting to tell the story.
Yeah.
And not give it all through like backstory. And
Totally.
so that's why we get that nice 82-minute streamlined movie.
Feels very deliberate. It all
right.
feels very deliberate. Yeah.
The title is intentional because he
Yes.
wanted it to be misleading.
Yes. Yeah.
So this debuted at Sundance, I believe, or
Yeah, I can't
one
remember.
of those festivals.
Yeah.
And he didn't want anyone to know that there was going to be a creature in it.
Ooh, what a
So
good surprise.
They were probably super surprised, to, when this thing comes out of the water. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is very cool.
He insisted that it needed to be a black woman as the lead because that's the story he wanted to tell. Because black women have a history of black female hysteria, people not believing black women when they say they're in danger. And then black women having to go above and beyond what is normal. And in this case, Jen's badassery.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
for me, in closing thoughts, after all of that,
Yeah.
I like it much better. I'm not going to say I got Zardozed or anything, but maybe I got Zard.
You got Zard.
Maybe I got Dawes.
You suckers got Zard. I think that's really important. And there's, like, it makes you think about the statistics of black people giving birth in hospitals and dying. And, these things where it's like, you have to go so far to prove that you're in danger, that you're in distress, and then to be believed of those things. It also makes me think of, kind of like the Me Too movement and abuse and essay and all that stuff. And it's like, well, what's like your proof? And it's like, sometimes the truth doesn't come with receipts. Some difficult themes to process, but it's important. And sometimes art, even when it's unassuming, gives you these big concepts to think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
But and with a low budget too, I think. He was able to do a lot.
He's like, it's called acting. Look it up.
Right.
Yeah.
But filmed in Fiji, where I've been to Fiji, and it's a very beautiful place.
Fijians are nice people.
They are. Hola.
That sea guy doesn't count as a Fijian. He's a vortex creature. I love the idea that he could be interdimensional.
Yeah.
And there is that phrase that we know more about the surface of Mars than we do about our own oceans. We don't know what the fuck can be down there, man.
We don't.
Waiting to pull you into their
That's why I
vortex
don't-
nest
yeah.
of dinner. That's like the sizzler down there. He's got the sizzler.
All you can eat.
And he's like, I said all you can eat.
Steak and
Soup,
shrimp.
salad, breadsticks.
I know.
The original salad bar,
Right?
he says.
For real.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wow.
Do you guys want to play a game about sea creatures?
I say yes. Let's do it.
Let's.
Give us a few seconds. Welcome back to Drawing with the Cult Show, Sea Creature Edition. Mythical sea creatures being drawn by three of the finest you could ask for. These
Hello.
Cult Show people.
Oh, hi
Say
there.
hi.
Hi.
Welcome,
Hi.
contestants, artists. So we played this game a few times on this show because it is generally very fucking funny,
It is
fun,
to us anyway.
and creative, and we hope that you enjoy it too. So I love sea creatures, huge fan. Scott loves sea creatures. How are you guys on sea creatures?
I love sea creatures.
Yeah, Neil?
I'm indifferent. Sea creatures.
I know.
Just,
I'm a water sign.
you like sea
I have a
creatures?
lot of water.
You
on
are.
me.
You're a Pisces. You're a Pisces.
Woo.
I know.
Don't
Wait,
smell
woo.
that.
That's what I
Okay.
did right off the bat.
He's just sitting there sniffing that
I
mark.
know, right? These are the good ones.
Smell of inspiration.
These are the good ones.
It's the-
Now
it's
I'm
my
ready
bread.
to draw.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I love sea creatures.
Just give Neil a straw and a turtle and
Don't do this at home, kids.
no, don't sniff markers. Fucking gross. You disgust me. Okay. Our
Oh, sweetheart.
first- which is my snake's name.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
The first creature. Oh God, and disclaimer. I didn't look up pronunciations for anything, so just forgive me. Our first creature is from the Greek. It is the Cetus.
Cetus?
This is the Cetus. It is a huge sea monster. Huge. Perseus slew a Cetus to save Andromeda from being sacrificed to it. The term cetacean for whale is kind of the root here. Sometimes ceti were described as serpentine fish, so maybe a whale, maybe serpentine. There's a constellation named for the Cetus, Cetus Lepetus. Other versions describe the Cetia with the head of a wild boar or
Whoa.
greyhounds. Could be serpentine, could be whale, could be a boar, could be a greyhound head. Might have the body also of a dolphin, or it might have that tail like a dolphin, or dolphin and whales have that tail. It might have a tail like that. The Ceta was said to be a colossal beast, the size of a ship. Their skulls alone measuring 40 feet in length. That's 12 meters for those of you who use meters. Their spines being a cubit in thickness, and their skeletons taller at the shoulder than any elephant. This is a big creature. Out there in ancient Greece,
Okay.
killing people, eating them perhaps, drowning them. Looking good. Scott's done. Our other two artists in residence are still working. I'm gonna ask you to start wrapping up your cetus. Your fetus cetus. We're on the edge of our cetus. And that's time. Scott, you finish first. Let's see your cetus. Oh, he's a very grumpy boy.
It is very, very big, very large. As you can see,
40.
the head is 40 feet.
Yes.
Very large whale serpent-like
You
creature
went-
with little fins.
you went with
little
the-
happy fins.
Little happy fins. You went with the tail. Significantly smaller than the head.
Yeah, well, you said he had a very large head.
He's got a big brain. That's
Yeah.
very good, Scott. I like him, but he looks very sad.
He is a little
Actually,
forlorn.
he kind of looks like Shake.
Oh my God, he does look like Shake. Okay. Oh my God, he looks like Shake.
Who's Shake?
Who's Shake?
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh.
Okay,
Wow.
keep it up. Keep
Okay,
your
okay.
piece of art
Alright.
up. Neil, let's go to you. Oh, there's your Cetus. Is that Perseus with the sword?
That is Perseus.
Wow. Is that his? What's going on the side of the teeth?
No, the tusks from the boar.
You went with the boar tusks. And is that a little hair? He has a little hair?
Of course he has a little hair. He's a Cetus.
I mean, I like that he even styled it for the occasion. Very nice. Keep your art up.
I
Keep your
think
art up. You can
Cetus
pull it
knew
back
he's
a
gonna
little
have
bit.
his picture
Caleb?
taken.
Ooh. Oh my God, Caleb, you've got talent. So you went full bore.
Caleb gonna win this whole thing again.
Oh,
You went full bore on that
I
one.
went full bore.
And you went serpentine body,
Yes.
forehead.
Yes.
I love the look of terror in its eye. Beautiful job, guys.
see yours.
Beautiful job.
I love it.
Very
Moving
nice.
on. I'd like to introduce you to the Jormungandr. The Jormungandr.
Jormungandr.
This is the Old Norse.
Is that with 2 O's and an umlaut?
1 O and an umlaut.
1 O and an umlaut. So I was
Also-
close.
Also known as the Midgard serpent or world serpent. Unfathomably large sea serpent or worm who dwells in the sea, encircling the earth, biting its own tail like an Ouroboros. I'm a huge fan of the Ouroboros symbol. So it's gonna play a part in Ragnarok, the end of the world. It's the middle child of trickster god Loki and the giantess Agraboda. According to the Prose Edda. Ooh. We're gonna skip that. So he can grasp his own tail. He's huge. Related to a god. Might be a worm. Might be not a worm. Might be a sea monster. Very big. He's gonna play a part in the end of the world. Oh, I hear a good pen sound. I hear a good scraping of the pen. Yes, so yeah, let me see what else can I tell you about it. Was tossed into the great oceans that circles Midgard. The serpent grew so large that it was able to surround the earth and grasp its own tail. The Old Norse thunder god Thor has an ongoing feud with Jormungandr in their epics, and the two can be seen as arch foes. During Ragnarok, Thor and Jormungandr will fight each other to the death. This is serious. The prefix Jormun denotes something huge, vast, or superhuman. And we're going to be needing time. Wow, once again, Scott very confidently taps his pen.
When I'm happy with it, I'm happy with it.
But is any work of art truly ever done?
It is only abandoned.
That's right. And we're going to ask for...
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Ask for time, and that's time. Neil?
I'm already calling it Neil's winning this one, so Neil has to go last.
Neil, but you do have to stop drawing, Neil.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Neil has to go last.
Caleb,
He's winning this one.
Go ahead.
All right.
Ooh, that's the world in there.
Yeah.
What's going on with his little eyeball?
Well, he's got a tail down his throat, so he's gagging.
Oh my! He looks uncomfortable. Those are very fine scales on his belly. I like it. Very Ouroboros. Oh, keep it up, keep it up.
Sorry. The boys want to see.
Yes.
Scott?
That's a very big
So
word.
mine is giant, but lives in the sea, is surrounding the world, but in the sea. And as you see, he's wrapped around, but he is eating his own tail, and he is saying, "Yum, tail."
Oh, he likes it. So Caleb went with more of a tortured artist, and you went with, he's a hungry boy.
He is a hungry boy.
I like it. Neil, the fan favorite?
I
This
don't.
is so good.
I don't know.
Oh my god! Oh.
I was very uninspired by this one.
It's so good.
But
But-
what you've
And yet.
I don't know.
And uninspired, and yet.
but what you've captured is beautiful.
He's a
First
cute-
of all, I am obsessed with the look in his eyes. I'm obsessed with it, and the set of his jaw. What's going on his head? Is that a hat?
He's wearing a Miami Dolphins cap. Yes.
He's
So-
a Fins fan.
Well, I mean,
Of
makes
course he
sense.
is.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
He lives in Florida. I mean, he's
he
from
lives
Miami.
in Florida.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about Jormungandr. I love it. Good job, guys. Once again, everybody is so unique. Wow, everybody's so unique. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Umi Bozu, aka the Sea Priest, is a giant humanoid black figure of a yokai from Japanese folklore. Little is known about the origin. Excuse me. No! Little is known about the origin of this dude. So, some people say that he is a mix between a dog and a sea serpent and an octopus.
Wow.
Its arms end in and resembles a hand made up of 5 tentacles. Longer body with fins running down its spine that'll disappear into the water. But then there's also people that say it just looks like a
I'm gonna
dark-
need you to
Wait,
slow down.
this
I'm
is
gonna need
so
you to
much.
Slow down.
You're like a humanoid that looks like a
A dog and an
goat
octopus.
and an octopus and a cat with a
Tentacles.
Okay.
rabbit
With a
and a
hand
hat
of
with
more
a bat
tentacles.
and a 6'4" Impala.
Okay. So some people
He
say,
works at Shots Brewery, and he,
do you want? Please, I
Please.
respect your time. Respect my time.
Respect my
So he
Impala
looks
dog.
like some people say he looks like a large, dark humanoid figure. Some people say that with like a smooth shaved head. And then other people say, yeah, that, but also a dog and possibly an octopus or a sea serpent. Arms that look like what ends in a hand of 5 tentacles at the end. Long body, fins running down its spine that disappears under the water. So it's a little hard to say what the lower body could look like. This is going to give our artists in residence a lot to play with. This is going to give them a lot to be creative with here. Are they just going to do a humanoid kind of sticking out of the water? I think it would be a missed opportunity to not give us the dog, sea serpent, octopus, tentacle finger situation. The eyes sometimes are wide and it is smiling. Imagine this thing smiling at you. Chills. I have chills. Okay. We're gonna need time here in a minute. I hate to rush the creative process, but it is a game. Some people call me Maurice. Okay, and that's time.
Neil's
Caleb.
turn. Oh,
No.
Neil's turn. Okay, fine, Caleb.
Oh, look at that. He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. He's flipping everybody off. I like the sassy hand. And I like his
No,
hand
that's a
body.
cheat because I ran out of time.
I like his hand body. His tentacle hand body. That's a really good interpretation of the lore. And you did go with the dog head. I like him. He's happy. He is smiling, as the legend
See, that's
suggests.
Bald head up
I
top
have
too.
to see this
Oh, yeah.
one. I haven't seen
Wait.
yours.
It's like Bill the Cat.
Hack.
Hack.
And we'll have Neil. Keep your picture up. Keep your picture up.
Sorry, my arm got tired.
Oh, you can just rest it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's a very nice looking guy.
Yeah.
Tell me what's happening in the lower darkened section.
He's wearing like a hula skirt,
Nice.
I think. I don't know.
Grass skirt of some kind.
Grass skirt, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You did give him a
Traditional,
tail.
Traditional.
Traditional.
Yeah.
The tail,
He's dog head.
the dog head, of course.
Did we get 5 fingers on that one? I only see 4
It might be
fingers.
4. I think one of them is behind
It's behind.
the fingers. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cheat.
So
I feel like this is good, but I feel like the smile could be bigger, if I'm
okay,
being honest with you.
I'll take that note.
Perhaps look at Caleb for inspiration.
I will. I'll do that.
But thank you for including the fins,
Thank you.
Scott.
Oh, the fins.
So I went very traditional with
Yes.
my interpretation.
Please. Oh, very nice.
This is, I mean, it's like taking a picture
Yeah.
at the bottom of the ocean. You have the very happy dog head.
Yeah.
You have the 8 tentacles ending in hands, which is an incredibly disturbing image.
Note the suction cups.
Yes,
Caleb also did suction
yeah,
cups.
of course.
This is very
And
cute.
no tentacle is complete without suction
But
cups.
he
Right.
looks like a good boy.
For your pleasure.
I forgot the hands though.
I went more John Carpenter the Thing with mine.
No, I like that.
That's kind of how I felt.
It's giving feral,
Oh.
much like yourself. Okay, very good, very good. I'd like you now to meet the Luska. The
Luska?
Luska.
Sounds Russian.
Caribbean folklore. The Luska is a name given to a sea monster said to exist in the region of Blue Holes near Andros, which is an island in the Bahamas. It's described as a giant octopus, a giant cuttlefish, or half shark, half octopus. A sharktopus. The Luska is said to grow over 75 feet long, but no cases have been proven of octopus species growing up to even half of these lengths. So you could discard that in good faith. So he's living in the Bahamas. He's giant. Octopus, cuttlefish, half shark, perhaps combination of those, living in the blue holes near the Andros in the Bahamas. Has anybody here ever been to the Bahamas?
I have once.
No, nobody else.
I went to Nassau and some other
Yeah.
places around there. Gilligan's Island.
Was it fun? Did you like it?
It was all right, yeah.
Was it beautiful?
It was blue water.
is like a screensaver.
It was kind of like a
White
screensaver.
sands. I think that this is very interesting. The idea of something half shark, half octopus is frightening, but compelling. I like both of those animals, but I don't think God ever intended for them to mate like this. This one is a change. Like, there's no dog, there's no canine element to this, to the Liska. I'm gonna ask you to start wrapping up, finishing touches, and that is time. Do you love how I don't?
Nailed it.
All right. Very confident. Scott, go first.
Okay, so very important with any creature that is a shark, it must have dead eyes.
A doll's
Dead eyes.
Like a doll's eyes.
Yeah.
So I feel very proud that I captured the eyes in this.
Yeah.
It is tentacled,
Lots
like
of
a
them.
sharktopus. This year on SciFi, and he's flying over a blue hole.
He's gonna fit in there.
Swimming over. No, it just he lives around the blue holes, and here
Okay.
is the hole.
Yeah. I think the eye is beautiful. There's a lot of motion to the tendrils at the end, and lots of teeth.
Yes.
Lots of teeth. Neil? Oh, I wouldn't want to meet him in a blue hole. So what is happening at the bottom of one of the tentacles?
No, I was trying to put in the suction cups per Scott's prerequisite, but you cut me off, so I couldn't finish.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Talk to us about what was
Mine
going
is a
through your mind.
very mine's a very bougie, full lips.
He
Gets the
looks
collagen.
like he's had work.
Yeah, gets the collagen injections on a regular basis.
Yes.
Absolutely. You have to. It's the Bahamas. You got to
We
impress.
would tell him, you look rested.
Yes.
You look rested, darling. Again with the hair.
Well, it was kind of like a scale. What did you call them?
Comb over.
Like
Things.
thin.
Comb over. Yes, it's a comb over.
I love that face so much, and that's also my new sleep paralysis demon. Very good, and
You're welcome.
very beautiful. Caleb.
Okay, so we have
Oh wow, we used
have
the whole
blue
page.
holes.
Blue holes labeled.
We have 75 feet.
Took a page out of Scott's
We
book.
have a cuttlefish with a shark tail and dorsal fin and
The eye.
breathing apparatuses.
The eyes have
and
it.
eyes and 8 tentacles as
Yeah.
an octopus must have with suction cups.
Tell me why you chose to not put in a mouth.
Again, I ran out of time and thought the 8 tentacles were more important.
They were more
Then
formidable.
The
Any-
mouth is inside the
any-
tentacles.
You know,
He's got a beak.
right. It's underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an octopi.
Yeah, beautiful. I think this might be 3 of my favorites. All right.
Wow.
Next.
This, I want that on a shirt.
Me too. That's our new design. We've said that so many times. Also, it occurred to me, I'm probably reusing animals, and I just don't even fucking remember. Okay, Makara, the Makara. You guys are gonna love the Makara.
All right.
Brought to us from Hindu mythology. In Hindu astrology, Makara is the equivalent zodiac sign to the Capricorn. All right. Generally depicted as half terrestrial in the frontal part. This is where you have options. Terrestrial means land
Of the Earth.
of the earth.
Front
Stag,
half is the earth.
stag,
Got it.
deer, or elephant. Stag, deer, or elephant. 3 very different. I mean, stag and deer are close. Half of the aquatic animal is the hind part. Usually a fish, a seal, a snake, though sometimes a peacock or a floral tail. So the front,
Jesus Christ.
stag, deer, elephant. The back, a
That's
fish,
it.
seal, snake. Maybe a peacock, maybe floral. It may take different forms throughout Hindu culture. In the modern world, its form is always related to marsh crocodile or a water monitor. Is made up of, there's one ancient artwork that depicts it as having 6 or 7 animals, such as the trunk of an elephant, the jaws of a crocodile, the ears of a mouse or an ape, extruding teeth of wild swine, the tail plume of a peacock, the feet of a lion. I have a pretty good imagination, and I have a hard time putting that one together. So it's not too late to add feet or ears if you'd like them to look like a mouse or an ape. Jaw of a crocodile, you could add that. Extruding teeth of the wild swine. How about a lion foot?
How about it?
Add it. Don't add it. It's kind of the beauty of mythical creatures is they really like.
Let's start over.
I mean, I don't think so.
What else did it have?
Please.
Stag, deer, or elephant.
Right.
Fish, seal, or snake. Or peacock or floral tail. Marsh crocodile. Trunk of an elephant. Ears of a mouse or an ape. Extruding teeth of the wild swine. Feet of a lion. Neil's like going check. Okay.
Nailed it.
We're gonna have to wrap up the Makara.
I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's start with Neil because he seems stumped.
I do.
I hate this one.
Ooh, okay. You went stag.
I went stag, yeah.
You went stag, and at the tail, you gave him a snake
Yeah.
kind.
Rattle, rattle.
Rattle. He's got a rattle tail. I do like the lion's foot.
Yep.
He looks big.
I'd say he's around 8 feet.
It's pretty big
Good size.
from nose to tail.
No-
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great job.
Nose to rump. The tail's another.
I think that you're being a little too harsh because I think it's really good.
Okay. Well,
And
thank
I like
you.
it. Scott.
So clearly the reason why all of these descriptions exist is because all of these things actually exist in the one creature. So
Yes.
this is a seal body, as you
Ooh.
see. There is toe beans at the
Toe
end
bean,
of
like
the
a li-
of
like
the
a
of the little
paw.
hand. So there's that lion paw.
Nice.
We do have an elephant nose.
It's like Rocky and Bullwinkle.
and elephant/mouse ears with mouse whiskers, and we have moose antlers. I can understand the confusion, moose, deer, but they are moose antlers clearly.
Yeah.
And this is
Those
our
are clearly moose
our
antlers,
creature.
Clearly.
I like him. You've taken a page out of Neil's book and added hair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bold choice this late in the game. Adding hair. Beautiful. Caleb? Oh my god. It's like the peacock. It's like the NBC logo. Okay. There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, well.
You went full, like, big lion foot.
well,
You embraced
you
the
know.
peacock. And you did not neglect the elephant, which, by the way, I could not fucking draw an elephant even nearly as
Yeah.
good
I
as
can't
what you've
either.
done there.
Obviously.
No. I love it. See, it's like, I almost feel like you've witnessed a crime. I'm
Okay,
asking
so
you all
the-
to describe the suspect, and you're like, it was like this. No, it was like this.
The peacock tail is so bold and sketchy and chaotic because I was trying to cover a mistake.
I wouldn't know it.
Because underneath there's a fishtail somewhere. But
Why isn't there? I mean, there could be all those
I'm
things.
just saying, you know.
Great job.
I forgot my eraser, so.
Every time I look down,
I know, it follows you throughout
this
the room.
is just staring up at
It's
me.
going on the wall.
This is
Hey.
going. I'm not
Hey.
kidding. I want
Hey.
this on a
We
shirt.
do have a graveyard behind you. We should revisit one day of all the pictures we've
You
saved.
should actually. It's a good idea.
Okay.
Can we auction them off?
Yeah, clearly. Okay. So let's see. What are we?
I have
Let's
an
do a
idea.
couple more. Let's do a couple
Okay.
more.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Vodnoi. The Vodnoi. Slavic mythology. From the water, or water. It's a water spirit. In Czech and Slovak fairy tales, it's called the Vodnik, and it is considered to be the creature equivalent of the Wassermann or Nix in German fairy tales.
Here we go, Wasserman.
The Vodnoi. Okay, I just need you to take this in.
Okay.
Okay.
The Vodnoi is said to appear as a naked old man with a frog-like face.
Nope, don't like that. Don't like that.
Okay,
With,
got it.
with a frog-like face,
It's the Kraken.
greenish beard,
I-
long hair,
Okay.
body covered in algae
Hold-
and muck, So you don't have to get graphic, or you can.
I am gonna need.
Hold on, I'm not done. I'm not done.
I'm gonna need you to
Naked old
not
man.
be done.
Naked old man. I've got more description.
Right, naked old man with a frog face.
Greenish beard, long hair, body covered in algae and muck, usually covered in black fish scales. He is sometimes dubbed grandfather or forefather by the local people. He has webbed paws instead of hands, a fish's tail, and eyes that burn like red-hot coals. He usually rides along this river on a half-sunken log, making loud splashes. Local drownings are said to be the work of the Vadonoi. When he's mad, he breaks dams, washes down water mills, and drowns people and animals. Consequently, fishermen, millers, and beekeepers make sacrifices to appease him. Not sure why the beekeepers do it. They sometimes drag people under the water to his dwelling, and there they have to serve him enslaved. It is believed that the Vadanois have a ruler, the Sar Vadanek, or the Vadyan Sar. You could make yours a Sar. He is described as an old man with a club who can rise to the sky on a black cloud and create new rivers and lakes. So part of why sometimes one must giggle when reading the descriptions is I'm just taking these directly off of Wikipedia. I'm sure, and this is not a dig at Wikipedia, but I'm sure that like when you read these creatures in a tale, in a book, they're much better described. This is very just the facts. Just the facts.
Just the facts, just.
This is also taking us to a different body of water. Not just the ocean anymore, kids. All right. Gonna need you to start wrapping up your designs. Start thinking about, did you make a Sar? Or is he just grandfather? Did you perhaps draw old Greg?
Oh my God! It is old Greg.
Kind of old Greg-ish. Okay. Let's have Neil go first. What's he saying?
Flies.
Because he's a
He's
frog.
a frog.
You gave him a modesty garment of a beard.
Yes.
Um,
The beard goes down a
the
ways.
feet haunt me. I love his face. He's just a regular grandpa. This isn't a Sar.
Oh, he's got a frog head, though.
He does have a frog head. Very good. Very good. I think one of your better work.
Oh, thank you.
Scott?
Okay, we have a naked frog man with
Oh my God.
long hair and a beard. He is.
He looks like hippie Jesus.
he is holding his own censer, but he is definitely naked under
Well,
there.
yeah, we don't want to get in trouble for showing too much.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then we can't show my picture.
He's very happy.
Well, he's just very. Anyone who's comfortable just strolling around completely naked
Nude.
is happy.
Do you get a Christ-like feeling like I do looking at him?
Okay, I have to say I'm getting a little bit
Hippie
of Jesus
Jesus.
Christ Superstar from this. You're right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Frog superstar.
I'm getting a little Jesus Christ Superstar.
You guys keep
Oh,
your
and by the way, his
pictures
eyes
up.
are on fire, like red
burning
coals.
coals.
Yeah.
Very
Ah,
nice.
fuck.
Caleb? No. Ooh. Oh my, he looks like a short king. He's got a beard, imposing eyes. He's under the water. Your legs, very human. There is a hint of genitalia.
That's all he needs.
Word.
Interesting that no one chose to go the SAR route. I love it. I feel like I'm watching Saltburn. Okay. Last one of the night, because we got a late start today. It's time.
It is time.
It is time. The Ahuzotl. The Ahuzotl.
Oh, I know this one.
Sure. He is a legendary Aztec creature, spiny aquatic thing, or water dog. It is said to lure people to their death. He's a friend to the rain god. He was probably a water possum. However, he has dexterous hands like a raccoon's or a monkey's, a prehensile tail, waterproof marbled black and gray fur, small pointed ears. He is the size of a small dog. Waterproof fur, gets spiky because it's wet. Hands similar to that of a monkey or a raccoon. Capable of manipulation. And my God, does he ever manipulate. Prehensile tail.
What's prehensile mean?
You can use it to, like, it moves and stuff.
You can grab onto things with it.
Black,
Thank you.
like rubber. Pointed ears, slippery, very smooth, long tail.
Pointed ears, god damn it.
And its tail is provided. This description actually says a hand at the end. So more than prehensile, it is a hand at the end, some people say. Now, is it like the monkey and raccoon hands on the rest of its body? It's spiky. It's wet. Prehensile tail. Waterproof. The water dog. Spiny aquatic thing. Lure people to their death. Somebody has to do it. Friend to the rain gods. If you wanted to add rain, it's not too late. Maybe a hand tail. Tail as old as time. The Ahuizatl. Ahuizatl. If I drew this, it would just look like Sonic the Raccoon. Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay.
I might have the most original.
We're going to need you to start wrapping up your designs. It's time to get ready to say goodnight.
Now it's time.
And we
say
will start with
goodnight.
Caleb this round. Very nice. He looks like a Pokemon to me. I love his finger. Still kind of flipping us off, his hand there. He's got cute little eyeball. Lots of spikes. He's a spiky boy. I don't know that I'm getting aquatic, but I don't think he needs it.
Sorry,
No, it's beautiful. And
No,
you've done a fabulous
forgot
job.
the water.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so much I can remember in this old brain.
Scott?
Okay. So the word just sounded so much like oxalotl that I just kind of started from there.
Okay.
So this is a furry,
Oh my god.
spiny oxalotl with tiny pointed ears,
Mm-hmm.
a stupid little oxalotl face,
That are so cute.
hands, as well as a prehensile tail with a hand at the end.
And all of that little spiky stuff are his spikes.
His spikes and his fur.
You know what?
And you don't know which one is which. That's what's so scary.
And you know what's really scary?
Sometimes you pet
too?
and it's like furry, soft, and sometimes you
Yes.
pet and it's an ouch.
What's
machine.
really scary too is I would follow him into the water and be drowned because he's so goddamn adorable.
Big
He is
ouch.
very adorable.
That's
Neil?
pretty cute, actually. That's extremely cute.
It is.
Ooh. Now this is a scary, scary canine. What's that in the background?
That is Aztec, so it's the pyramid.
Oh, it's a nice, very nice pyramid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see
It's
it.
a step here.
It's only got 3.
Does your creature have painted nails?
Say yes.
Paint. Yeah,
I think they look painted.
they're very painted.
Very nice. Tongue sticking out hair, the trademark hair. It wouldn't be a Neil creature if it didn't
Without the
have
hair.
hair.
Or a
Um,
cap. A
I
jaunty
think
cap.
it's very good. See the thing with all 3 of your creatures, and I said this to Scott, but I would be lured to my death because they're so cute.
I've got
This
the
was-
hand on my tail too.
Yes, you did. I'm sorry I didn't say more.
I want people to know.
No, they shouldn't, and they do know.
I want our podcasters to know. I
What
got
you
a
do-
hand.
No, you guys.
Yeah.
You always do such an amazing
You
job at this.
guys.
Let's have a round of applause for our
Well, and a round of applause for Sandra
Sandra,
for
thank
coming
you.
up with these and critiquing our little.
I'm not
funny
really critiquing
sketches.
as much as I'm adding constructive feedback, is what I like to think. Caleb,
Constructive.
Yes.
movie,
Yeah. So.
birthday pick.
you know, I'm gonna finally just bite the bullet and do it. So 2 weeks from now on, I don't know what the date is, but we will be doing Waterworld.
Ooh.
Yay.
So-
Water
Alright.
movie to water
So
movie.
Scott and Sandra have never seen it before. So we're going from like
Come sail
low
away.
budget,
Come sail away.
you know, horror film in the water to a budget that just got out of control
Yeah, and a movie that got out of
due
control.
to someone's ego. But I think it's a lot of fun. So
Wait, I wasn't there.
Water everywhere.
yeah, you were naked looking at yourself in the mirror going,
That's right.
Frog Boy!
I am the frog czar. Okay, fabulous job.
Water. So Kevin Costner 3-hour movie.
Yes.
Excellent.
All right, everybody. That has been our program. Thank you for joining us.
Have a great evening.
Thank you very much, producer Scott, and our live studio audience tonight. We have the Reverend Michael B. and Space Face. Thank you so much for being here. If you like the merch that you've seen me wear today, you can get some at www.thecultshow.com/store. Yes, we can be on your shirt. Pod people of the future, we thank you for listening. In live chat tonight, we had Miss Movie Buff Laura, Vanilla Ken, Mark Visions Truth, Tommy Levette, Mindy Horror Movie Addict, Jake Jolly, and Christy Stanhope, and hopefully some turkey lurkers.
There was lurkers.
Maybe
There was
say
turkeys.
maybe say hi.